A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in sections of the Kingston Western Policing Division. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Monday, February 9, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Wednesday, February 11. The boundaries of the curfew are south along Asquith Street and Studley Park Road, between Price Street and Slipe Pen Road, west along Price Street between Penn Street and Asquith Street, north along Penn Street between Price Street and Slipe Pen Road, and east along Slipe Pen Road between Studley Park Road and Baker Street. During the hours of the curfew, persons within the boundaries of the curfew are required to remain indoors unless otherwise authorized by the person in charge of enforcing the curfew. An Ananda alert has been activated for 16-year-old Chadine Jarrett of Brandon Hill in St. Andrew, who has been missing since Saturday, February 7. She is of dark complexion, slim build, and approximately 5 feet 6 inches tall. Reports from the Stony Hill Police indicate that Chadine was last seen at her home at about 8 p.m. wearing a multicolored blouse, black and white pants, and a pair of white Crocs. Efforts to contact her have so far proven futile. Anyone with information regarding the whereabouts of Chadine Jarrett is being asked to contact the Stony Hill Police at 876-924-1421, the police emergency number, or the nearest police station. Mother and daughter gunned down in Clarendon, gun attack. A night that began with the familiar sounds of music and conversation ended in a scene of unimaginable horror as a brutal double murder has left a Clarendon community shattered and searching for answers. In a shocking act of violence, a mother and her daughter were executed at a local bar on Monday night, their lives stolen in a hail of bullets. The night air was shattered shortly before 9 p.m. by a sudden violent outburst of gunfire. When the echoes faded, 2 women lay mortally wounded. Police who arrived to a scene of panic and grief confirmed the cold, hard facts. Both victims were pronounced dead at the location. The identities of the women, a heartbreaking pair linked by the deepest of bonds, are being withheld pending notification of extended family. The profound tragedy of a mother and child dying together has cast a pall of sorrow over Rocky Point. Amid the carnage, a third victim, their identity also protected, fought for life, surviving the attack but suffering grave injuries. This individual remains hospitalized, a critical witness to a nightmare, their condition a stark reminder of the attack's ferocity. Authorities have clamped a tight lid on the specifics of the shooting, releasing no motive, no description of assailants, and no possible cause for the targeted violence. The silence from the police briefing room is deafening, broken only by the standard appeal for public cooperation. The lack of detail has fueled a whirlwind of anguish, speculation, and fear among residents who now view a once familiar local haunt as a crime scene. The bar, now cordoned off with police tape, stands as a silent, grim monument to the atrocity. Forensics teams scoured the premises under the glare of portable lights, seeking shells, signatures, and secrets in the dark. This double homicide is not just a statistic, it is a familial apocalypse, a tear in the very fabric of community life. It raises urgent, terrifying questions about safety and the creeping reach of violence into spaces of social refuge. Who would target a mother and daughter? Was it a deliberate act or a case of cruel, mistaken identity? The community holds its breath, waiting for the next bulletin, desperate for a clue, for an arrest, for any thread of justice. As detectives piece together the final terrifying moments of these 2 lives, a town is left to mourn in the dark, haunted by the sound of gunshots that ended a bloodline and stole a future. The investigation continues, but for a family now torn apart, the world has already ended. Superintendent Coleridge Minto, commanding officer of the St. Elizabeth Division, was on location last Saturday at the JCF Care Domestic Violence Intervention Road Tour, engaging the residents of Magoti in the parish. The day was filled with activities especially for the children. They were issued school supplies, clothing, shoes, toys, and more.
Good morning, Magoti! As you heard, I am Coleridge Minto, Superintendent of Police and the Divisional Commander for the Parish of St. Elizabeth. I am very pleased to be in the Magoti space today. And Magoti is one of those communities that has always remained very quiet. In fact, of the 18 murders we had last year, and the previous year we had 30 plus. So we had the lowest murder tally in over 25 years in the parish of St. Elizabeth for 2025. Only one murder was attributed to Magoti, and that was in the hills, Carisbrook, and it was involving a stabbing. It tells me that whilst you may not have the gun murders, that there are conflicts in this area. I just had a talk with the domestic violence coordinator, and she's encouraging persons who have conflicts from this area to call the center in Santa Cruz or to visit the center. You always have your local police station, and I have the station commander here, Sergeant Williams. Everybody should know him. He's the man on the ground that you should all know, Sergeant Williams. Put your hands together for him. But I want to commend you, citizens of Magoti. We are your police. We are here to serve you. We are here to ensure that you can have safe and peaceful communities. And quite often, and I want to perhaps emphasize the change in the name from Ministry of National Security to Ministry of National Security and Peace. We want to emphasize the peace. So as we reduce murders and violent crimes in our communities, we must ensure that we build on the peace. And so this CARE initiative that is being done in collaboration with the JCF and the various sections of the JCF, GEM, and other stakeholders, we want to continue to go into communities to speak about peace, to speak about the JCF cares, and to intervene where we need to ensure that we have safe communities, we have safe schools, we have safe spaces where our children, where our people can walk on the roads and go and enjoy themselves and go back home in peace.
Prominent event promoter shot dead in St. Mary. A late-night shooting in this quiet parish has claimed the life of a well-known entertainment figure, sending ripples through the local community and industry circles. Kamoy Finley, a 32-year-old event promoter popularly known as Turbo, was shot and killed by gunmen on Monday night, according to police reports. The St. Mary police detail that the incident occurred around 9:35 p.m. Finley was attacked and shot by assailants, later succumbing to his injuries. In a troubling postscript to the violence, investigators confirmed that the victim's motor vehicle was stolen following the shooting, suggesting a possible robbery motive. Finley, a resident of Highgate St. Mary, was a familiar face in Jamaica's entertainment scene. Beyond his work as an event promoter, he also operated a chartered taxi service, embedding him deeply within the social and economic fabric of the area. His dual roles made him a connector of people and a facilitator of nightlife, a prominence that has magnified the impact of his death. The brazen nature of the attack, coupled with the theft of the vehicle, has left many questioning safety and security in the area. As of Tuesday, detectives are actively investigating the incident, but no arrests have been made. Authorities are urging anyone with information to come forward. The murder of Turbo has not only robbed the entertainment world of a vibrant promoter, but has also underscored the persistent challenge of violent crime. Friends, associates, and residents now await answers hoping for both justice and a restoration of peace in the community he called home. Beloved St. Mary businessman shot dead in home invasion. A quiet Monday morning was shattered by violence in this northern parish community, with the fatal shooting of a long-time local businessman. Garfield Singh, the 59-year-old owner and operator of the well-known Singh's Tire Sales, Service and Repair, was killed at his home in what police describe as an early morning attack. According to reports from the St. Mary Police Division, the incident occurred around 4 a.m. Residents were startled awake by the sound of loud banging at Singh's residence, which was swiftly followed by the distinct report of gunshots. Anthony Wallace, commanding officer for the division, stated that moments later, gunmen were reportedly seen fleeing the premises. Upon being alerted, police responded to the scene. Inside the home, they discovered Singh suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators processed the area for evidence, and his body was later removed to await a post-mortem examination. The brazen nature of the attack, targeting a man in his own home in the pre-dawn hours, has sent a ripple of fear and sorrow through the Boscobel community. For years, Singh was not just a businessman, but a fixture in the local economy, providing essential automotive services and building relationships with countless residents through his tire shop. Authorities have not yet identified a suspect or established a definitive motive. The case underscores ongoing concerns about violent crime in the region. The St. Mary Police are urging anyone with information to come forward. As detectives work to piece together the events of that tragic morning, a community is left to mourn a pillar of its commercial life and grapple with the unsettling violation of a home-turned-crime scene. Individuals can contact the Port Maria Criminal Investigation Branch at 876-994-4222 or provide anonymous tips to Crime Stop at 311.
Rita Marley, a name synonymous with reggae music. But her story begins far from the bright lights and big stages, in the heart of Trenchtown, Kingston, Jamaica. Born Alpharetta Anderson in 1946, Rita's early life was modest. Trenchtown was full of life, but resources were scarce. Despite the challenges, young Rita had a spirit that couldn't be contained. She loved to sing. Her voice, a powerful instrument, hinted at the icon she would become. Little did she know her journey would inspire millions around the world. Life wasn't easy, but Rita's determination never wavered. She knew music was her calling. She would rise above her circumstances. She would become a beacon of hope. Music was Rita's escape and her salvation. She sang in her church choir, her voice soaring above the congregation. She formed a vocal trio, the Solettes, honing her skills and sharing her passion with the world. The group caught the attention of a young musician named Bob Marley. Captivated by Rita's talent and charisma, Bob saw something special in her. Their paths intertwined musically and romantically. It was the beginning of a legendary partnership. Their shared love for music ignited a fire. They collaborated, pushing each other creatively. Rita's voice became a force in its own right. She was determined to make her mark on the world. As Bob Marley's popularity soared, so too did Rita's. She became an integral part of his band, the Wailers, forming the iconic backing trio, the I3s. Alongside Marsha Griffiths and Judy Mowat, Rita's harmonies added depth and soul to Bob's music. The I3s weren't just backup singers, they were a force to be reckoned with. Their voices blended seamlessly, creating a powerful wall of sound. They brought a feminine energy to the stage, radiating strength and unity. Together, they took the world by storm. Their music transcended borders and cultures, spreading a message of love, unity, and social justice. The I3s became symbols of female empowerment, inspiring generations of women in music. Rita and Bob's love story was one for the ages. Their marriage in 1966 was the start of a profound partnership. They were soulmates, confidants, and creative collaborators. Through the highs and lows, their love endured. They faced challenges head-on, their bond unbreakable. Rita was Bob's rock, his constant source of strength and inspiration. Their love story wasn't always easy, but their love for each other and their shared passion for music saw them through. Together they created a legacy that would live on forever. The world mourned when Bob Marley lost his battle with cancer in 1981. Rita's grief was immeasurable, but amidst the pain she found strength. She knew she had to continue their mission. She became the keeper of the flame, tirelessly promoting Bob's message of peace and unity. She established the Bob Marley Museum, a testament to his life and legacy. Rita's commitment to philanthropy is unwavering. Through the Bob Marley Foundation, she continues to uplift the less fortunate. She supports education and healthcare initiatives in Jamaica and across Africa. Rita Marley's journey is an inspiration to us all. From humble beginnings to global icon, she has lived a life dedicated to music, love, and social justice. Her legacy will continue to inspire generations to come.